Howdy folks, it's Dalton earlier and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And today we're going to do the third and final bush trip from the latest world update, which is not this one. This is the one that got messed up when they updated the sim and deleted my progress. I'll finish that off camera to remain 100% on bush trips. But this one is the South England, which is down here somewhere, South England bush trip. So let's get inside and read about it. Alright, this is our 51st, I just counted, our 51st bush trip. Holy moly, rock and rolly. South England, from Cranfield to London City, London. That's a great airport. I've been there many times. Flight conditions, it probably uses real world weather. We will keep real world weather if it's safe and reasonable. Otherwise, we'll just use basic default bush trip weather, which is no weather, and add a few clouds. We're in the Grand Caravan, so we have reversers, turboprop. That'll make it easy to land. Although looking ahead at these runways, oh, there's one there that's tricky. Well, it'd be tricky to find, not difficult to land on. Tricky to find, but otherwise I think these are all pretty straightforward. All the bush trips so far, the other two anyway, in this set have been very easy. I expect this to be even easier. If there's autopilot, well, there's autopilot, but if there's like GPS or whatever, we might use it. Who knows? We'll talk about that once we get inside. We're going to split this up. First video would just be the first leg because the first video takes longer to make because not everybody watches every bush trip. So I have to talk as though I have new viewers. So the first video takes longer, and then we'll combine two for the rest. So video 2, 3, and 4. So we'll do 4 videos total for this set. Or I don't want to say series. I guess it's kind of a series. But anyway, so first thing we do is we read about it, and then we go inside. So here we go. Southern England is a subnational area of England located in the southern portion of the island of Great Britain. Also called South of England, Southern England is defined by distinct cultural traits heavily influenced by London, the capital of England, and the United Kingdom. Geographically, Southern England is bordered to its north by the Midlands, the central portion of England, and is bounded by the Celtic Sea on its west, the English Channel on its south, which we've flown over many times, and the North Sea's southern bight on its east. Bite on its east. Southern England is predominantly low-lying with several ranges of rolling hills, including the Mendip Hills and North Wessex Downs. So we'll probably be able to fly close to the ground and look at everything. This bush trip visits locations throughout southern England, from its smallest villages to the skyscrapers of London. The flight includes a broad range of sites, including urban, coastal, historic architecture, and verdant countryside. I expect this to be a very exciting bush trip. I have high expectations for this one. The other two are so visually gorgeous I could just drool all over them. Hopefully this one also is just as gorgeous. Alright, I think we talked about everything, so it's time to get inside and get this thing started. Alright, we have quite a crew. It matches our livery. That's a really cool livery. It was strange because on the bush trip screen it said just over 3 hours, but on the loading screen it said 5 hours. So that means it'll take me like 12. But anywho, looking around, just checking out the surroundings. I like how brown it is, actually. Everything is so green. It's kind of cool to have it brown. Very interesting. Oh yeah, we do have nameplates on. So these are real flights. D8, TLH, Easy, Ryanair, whatever. But the players are also turned on, and I've yet to see any player tags in years. So let's hop inside and start this up, and then after we do, we will read about some things. I haven't started this one in a while. All the batteries and things down here. I can't remember. Battery on. Yeah. Let's do fuel boost normal, I guess. Turn on all my stuff. Turn on the starter. Turn on the motor, maybe. No. Okay, I need some other stuff. What else do I need? Batteries or generator. Standby power. No, this shouldn't matter. Shouldn't need any of that. Oh, it did. Something worked. My personal volume is so low I can't hear anything. Okay, well, we'll just leave it at that then. I don't have my checklist with me, so we're just kind of winging it. Let's see. We need some lights. Let's just do the landing lights now, so we're going to take off soon. Turn on everything because we can. Oh, whatever. Shouldn't need icing, but if we do, it's there. Avionics are down here, I think. Yeah. No parking brakes engaged. I'm not trying to leave. Did I think I was trying to leave? Anyway, GPS will get its thing going. The map looks like we have autopilot. I mean, not autopilot. We have GPS again. So we'll use GPS because, like I said before, mine as well. Don't have anything to prove to anybody. but not everybody watches every video. So we have hand flown manually many times where you take the nav log and do your heading, your timing, and visual references and pay very close attention, and it helps to have Google Maps on your other monitor. We've done that a gazillion times, but we don't need to. We have a map in here with GPS. We're going to use it because we can. Because why not? Use what's available to you. Alright, so while that's loading, where are we going? We're going to EGTC, and it should take about half an hour, and everything just popped up. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see. We'll see which way we need to take off based on wind, no wind data because we're on the ground. Do we have an ATIS? No EGTC, nothing. So I don't know what's the best way to do here in terms of weather. So what we can do sometimes is come down here, click on an airport. Sometimes we give you the weather. It will. Look at that. 80 degrees at 9 knots. So whatever runway is closest to 8, which is 3, because the 8 is closer, it's only 5 from 3. It's way more to 21. So we want runway 3. So runway 3 will be, let's see if we can figure it out. Runway 3 would be 30 degrees. So probably this one here, I bet. Has to be that one. So we have a long taxi. But that's okay. Is this a runway or a taxiway? Let's look. Oh, nope, that's not a player. That's a flight. Runway 3. Oh, they've closed them all. No, there's runway 3 right there. Yeah. Okay, so we'll taxi and do a midfield takeoff. Yes, that's what we'll do. I think that says 3. It has to. Alright, so we'll turn right for our taxi and midfield takeoff. Looks perfect. Okay, cool. Alright, let's read about what in the world we're doing here. Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes. After departing from Cranfield Airport, set a course to the south-southwest and gain a visual on Willen Lake, pass over the southern end of the lake, and fly over the city of Milton Keynes to its west. That is right away. So let's read about what's next. From there, turn to the south-southwest and pass over the town of Aylesbury. Bury. The highway connects to Aylesbury from the northwest and is a good visual reference. So, big town and connect to another big town with the highway. And then we go to Oxford. My wife and I used to live in Oxford, as in Oxford, Ohio. And turn southwest, and pass over a landscape of fields and hedgerows. Sight the city of Oxford in the distance. Located where rivers of those two, Thames and Cherwell, meet. Pass over Oxford, internationally known as the home of the University of Oxford. There you go. So, 3 towns. Road in between one, and pastures, greenery, brownery between the other 2. Alrighty, so we'll fly out to Oxford before we read more. So we don't really need this, so let's put this something more reasonable. There we go. Man, we got a town at Oxford, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Very simple. Let's put this on GPS. And set up autopilot. I don't know how high we need to go. I'm using the multi-panel on my desk. You can see it spinning here, even though I'm doing it myself over here. Let's start at 2,500 feet. That might be too high to see things, but it might be okay. We'll use nav, so that's fine. So we need to set vertical speed once we're in the air. There we go. Come out to our favorite view. First set of flaps down. Parking brake off. Let's go down Delta, looks like. We're going to kind of go across the road here, a little off-roading because we can. And that's loud. I hope that's not bleeding into the microphone too much. I've noticed during editing I've tried to turn down the sim volume and I can't because it's through the microphone. My personal volume is too high. Alright, we're just drifting here. And we'll go out here to runway 3. And we'll take off midfield because we don't need much space to take off in this thing. Something's blowing me around. I guess it was 9 knot wind. I mean, that's no slouch of a wind in an airplane, so I guess. Yep, runway 3. Alright, all the lights are on, everything's on. I didn't follow a checklist, but if we've done everything we need to do, and we've talked about navigation, we talked about the airplane, we read about the first few things we're going to, and when we're in the air, we'll talk about sightseeing and how that works, in case you've never seen a bush trip with me before. The short of it is, I do sightseeing that it cuts out things so you can watch an entire leg or whatever in a reasonable amount of time. So, for example, if we have an hour-long leg, it only takes like 20 minutes for you to watch it instead of an hour. Make sense? You'll see once we're in the air. And wow, a lot of left rudder. Okay. So, yeah, that wind is really being a pain. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, okay, fine. Brakes just off the wheels, gears is fixed. Look at that crosswind. Flaps coming in already. Holy moly. And then we need to turn around to get on course. We'll just let it do its thing. The trim is way back for some reason. Okie dokie. Here we go. Hand flying for a little bit. Often we will hand fly an entire bush trip, but then the videos get long because I talk too much during hand flying because I tell you everything that I'm doing. Oh my, this wind is ridiculous. Yeah, 15, 16 knot winds all of a sudden. No wonder why I had problems. The sim lied. I said it was 8 or 9, and it's really like 15. Holy moly. We need to turn more, I guess. If I look at my gauges, it tells me I'm just enjoying everything too much. The scenery is incredible. Flying is great. I love making videos, but then I don't pay attention to what I'm supposed to be doing. No, we're not done turning yet. Let's decrease our climb. Doesn't have to be that dramatic. There we go. We will engage autopilot in a minute. Don't know why the glass thing is so blurry when it moves. That's weird. Must be a bug. Trim down, please. Holy moly. Once we get back on track, we will engage autopilot because we can. We have no reason not to. And we'll find our first town right away here. And then another town behind it connected by a road, and then a gap, and then another town. Starting to move. Yes, it is. Very nice. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm glad it's brown and not green. Oh, there's like a big castle. Not castle, like a big old house, I guess. Farmstead. Yeah. Oh, look at all the traffic. Nice. It's going to be crazy once we get to London. I really hope we see some player traffic. I don't know why I'm not seeing any player traffic. Like I said, it's been years. I had it turned off for a lot of the time. So, of course, it didn't. You know, we didn't see anything. But I don't understand. Well, we're overspeeding. Okay. But I don't understand why I never see any player traffic after it's been turned on. You know? We're pretty much at our altitude already. Cruise altitude, so let's stay there. It is so windy right now. This is insane. Oh my gosh, this is really difficult to fly. Now we're nosediving. Oh, holy moly. Oh, now it wants us to turn anyway. Okay. Autopilot, nav, vertical speed. 800 feet per minute. Let's do that. Autopilot's engaged. This weather is ridiculous. Holy cow, that was very difficult to fly. Then I had a big downdraft or something which pushed us into the ground almost. Get our speed back up. Wowzers. That was wild. Didn't look very wild on screen, but it was wild to fly. Alrighty, so normally I would turn you to sightseeing where I'd stop talking and just give you some scenery to look at, but this is too interesting to pass up. So let's look at it together. There's the motorway. And then we're headed towards the next thing, which is 5 minutes out, it says. Lots of commercial air traffic. Those are real-life, real-time flight plans that are being flown by the computer. When I get to London, if there's too many, it could bog us down because my computer has to compute all of their flights as well as mine. So it does get pretty crazy. Anywho, alright, I think we're under control. I think everything is under control. Yep. Nice big crosswind. We're going the direction we want. We have the altitude we want. I got to keep an eye on our speed though, because this loves to overspeed very easily. Weather is fine, I guess. This is real low weather. Might make for some tricky landings, but we are up for the challenge. So 4 minutes to the next city, and then probably 7 to the one after that to Oxford. So when we get here to Oxford, that's when you'll hear my voice. So for now, experience sightseeing, which is just you see everything, but I cut it down so you don't have to sit here for an hour. So there you go. See you in Oxford. Simple as that. Alright, the city of Oxford is in view. It's pretty obvious it's this whole huge thing, so we will take a closer look once we get there, but let's read about what's next. Since it goes by quickly, follow the general course of the highway to the town of Farringdon. So we have a big city to a small city, big town, whatever. After that town, we have another town, Swindon. Swindon has a rich history of railway development and was a pioneer in several special institutions, including a comprehensive healthcare system. So there you go. So from one town to another, and then we will read more after we get there. So Oxford and then 2 more towns, and then we'll read more. There you go, one thing at a time. Enjoying the motorway going around the forest. All the traffic on the correct side of the road for the area. That is very cool. It's been a very windy, bumpy ride. A lot of turbulence at this altitude in this weather, but that's okay. As long as we can land the airplane fine, that's all that really matters. Right? And we're going a little bit slower than I'd like. Let's pick up the speed a little bit. It's just we're bouncing against overspeed. And this kind of worked its way down over time. Alright, coming up on Oxford and then 2 more towns. So at POI 5, I guess they're calling it. Whoops, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted. Go back. Thank you. When we get POI 5 or so, that's when you'll hear me again. So there you go. Town to town to town. Lots of towns. Very different than the other. Whoa, see the speed over there? It's crazy with this wind. So I better keep it a little low. Anyway, enjoy Oxford and the next 2 towns. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, here is our town. It's a big town, but it's a town. It was fun flying out here, watching the roads and the cars and all the little towns in between, but my goodness sakes, this is a big one. It is a big one. I'm just admiring the layout and everything of the city and how they did it. Fantastic. Look at that. You can spend all day looking at this. Look at all the bridges going over the highway. Every single block gets a bridge. Alright. Now, we have to continue though and read about what's next. So, whoops, that was 5. So, Swindon, there we go. Healthcare system, yep. So next is Sutton Bangor. Follow the motorway southwest from Swindon to the village of Sutton Bangor. It is, how far? 4 minutes out. So 4 minutes out, there's a road or a town or something if you follow the roadway. Probably isn't rendered yet. Out there somewhere. Okay, so after that is Bristol. From Sutton Bangor, maintain a course and continue following the M4 motorway, remaining to its south. Gain a visual on the Bristol Channel, which opens to the Celtic Sea, and the River Severn, which empties into the Bristol Channel at the Severn Estuary. Pass over the city of Bristol, located just inland of the Severn Estuary along the banks of the River Avon, which empties into the Severn Estuary. Okay, so we are looking for a tiny town and then a big town. Big city. Bristol is huge. And then we land right after that. We do. 2 minutes after that we land. Okay. So tiny town, big town, then we land. And we'll probably see the water from the air as we get closer. So pretty straightforward. What is that? 5, 6, like 12 minutes or so, I guess, give or take. Cool. Alright. Yeah, simple as that. So I think you caught on by now. Enjoy some more sightseeing until we're ready to land, and then you hear me again, and we'll put this thing on the ground. Hopefully gently, because I don't want to have to redo this. Well, on that side, we have some rolling hills. Otherwise, it's been really flat this entire flight so far, which is fine. Just a bunch of cities to look at. Not just, I mean, they're significant. But there's the water in front of us. And then right in front of us is Bristol. And then the airport is over here somewhere. Not sure where. We will let the computer bring us that direction. And then once we're spotting it, we can land. First we have to spot it. What little airport or runway would be underneath us? Right there. Cute little thing. Glad we don't have to land there. That'd be kind of difficult. But anywho, this flight or this leg will be the only thing in this video, of course. So if you want to see what comes next for legs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, you can subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know when those next videos drop. Oh, he's landing, so we know where the airport is because that's where he's going. When I do a bush trip, I usually try to get the videos out every other day or so. But anyway, have a good look here. Ooh, starting to pick up a bunch of stuff. Get scraggly, but have a good look here, and then we'll land in just a minute. Alright, there's a lot going on, a lot to look at. I can't see it all. I want to, but... Oh, look at that airplane. I mean, that airplane. Good grief. Look at that bridge. I'm kind of losing my mind here. So, where's the airport? Must be right there. Pretty straightforward. Wind We have a tailwind, so we want to turn it around somehow. But first of all, let's look outside for the final time before we land this airplane. And look at that. Holy moly. Wow. So many details. We could take a little slow plane and just kind of hover around someday. But that's really impressive. Looks beautiful. Alrighty, time to land. Let's see. We'll have autopilot bring us down to 1500. Why not? Why not have autopilot do it? There we go. We just need to bring back throttle so that we don't overspeed. We want to slow down anyway. Oh, do we just have the one runway that I see? Come on, load. Yes, we do. So, we kind of have a tailwind. I guess if we come from the left, it'll be closer to a headwind, I guess. It's going to be a big crosswind no matter what. Okay, 4 knots isn't a big deal. My yoke is not working. Thank you. That was weird. Nope, now it changed. Now it wants the other runway. Now it's favoring that runway. Okay, fine. So let's join left traffic pattern here. And then it's going to change again probably. Let's keep our speed up a little bit. We don't have to go super slowly. But anywho, yeah. The wind always changes on us. Oh, look at that. Is that a mine? That looks cool. Another one over there too if you look. See? There we go. Alrighty, let's stop climbing though. Alright, gears fixed, those already down. We just need to do flaps in a minute. 2 flaps in this? I think it's 2 flaps in this. And then we do have reversers if you need them. We're not going to need them, but we'll use them because I like to. There you go. Typical left traffic pattern, nothing too crazy. Let's do first set of flaps because we're going to do a very short final as we gaze out into the water. Very cool. And keep an eye on that threshold of the runway. Once it gets back here, that's when you know to turn. So let's go on to base. Let's do full flap now, even though we're not in final, because I'm going to make our final incredibly short. And I can keep an eye on our speed, as well as looking for the runway. There it is. Flatten out, level off for a moment. And then turn on to base. We are kind of high. Let's drop it. Come on. It really wants to float with those flaps out. Holy cow. Float, float, float. We need to slow down before we touch down, so we'll just bleed off some speed here. Oh, now we have a tailwind. Look. You saw it, folks. A minute ago from the other side of the airport, this runway was favored. Now the other runway is favored, and it's blowing us all over the place. That's okay. We'll let it touch down all on its own. There we go. Come on. Come on. You can touch down now. Come on. There we go. And reversers engaged. And flaps up. And brakes engaged. Reversers disengaged. And we'll stop totally like this. Just because of the way it saves and goes to the next screen. Yes, thank you. Alrighty, that is it for this video. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you can watch the subsequent videos of this bush trip. Hit the like button so people know we exist, and we'll see you next time.